Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead with a green juice break. So, the garden isn't done by any stretch of the imagination, but it's on pause. I'm just starting to get the occasional red tomato. My beets have been harvested and replanted. My beans are done. I just finished dehydrating the last of the beans. Whatever's left in the garden now is going to be allowed to grow and go to seed for my beans next year. I was gifted 4 good pounds of ground venison yesterday. So it's in the oven right now, along with some hamburger and stuff from the freezer that I'm just going to can up because we do have 200 pounds of beef coming in December. I want to can this up for the pantry because I'm going to start cleaning up my freezer. My juicing and stuff is going really well, although I have plateaued with my weight loss. It's stopped. But that's okay because I got a rebounder and I call it Tigger, and I started on that today. And it's fun. Holy cow, it's fun, especially to music. But you'll have to go over to Life with the Wolfies to check that out. So a lot of things are coming. I had to go out yesterday with some of my parts for my rebounder were tubes, metal tubes that came in long plastic bags. Don't ask me why. And I took those out yesterday because my spaghetti squash has taken off. We got 2 days of rain and you could almost watch them grow. They were getting that way. So I went out and I made sure that the vines that were holding the spaghetti squash, I took the plastic, those long, thin plastic bags out, and I tied them up on the vine to let them know, that I had their backs, that they had some support. Everything else is growing beautifully. Tomatoes, peppers, which I'm going to have to go out and check soon. Spanish onions, celery, spaghetti squash. The only thing that didn't take was my spinach and my watermelon. My watermelon grew somewhat, but then it was either just too hot or I didn't water it enough. Whatever the case may be, the watermelons did not go. I've eaten about 5 zucchinis off my plants. The other ones don't seem to have females, so we'll wait and see. But the ones out front, I've got more baby zucchinis on, so yay! What else is going on? I hope everybody saw on the live stream on Sunday that I was absolutely wrong. My grandchild is a boy. And there's a story that goes with that. My father did this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy because he was the last of his family line. And then he had 3 sons and everybody rejoiced. And he said, nah, you watch, my sons will have daughters and my daughters will all have sons. And he was absolutely 100% correct. He had no idea how powerful his prophecy was. Anyway, one day my sister was giving birth to her 3rd child, and I said, oh, maybe she'll get lucky and have a girl this time because it'd be fun to have a little girl. And he said, not going to happen. It's going to be a boy. All my sons are going to have daughters and all my daughters are going to have sons. And I said, that's okay, Dad. When I was 15 and boastful and full of my own self at the time. I said, that's okay, Dad. If I'm the youngest, if none of the boys have sons, then I'll just have a son and I'll have illegitimate babies until I get a son. And my dad just looked at me and shook his head. Well, 9 years later, when I gave birth to my son, Arthur, I was a single mother. And I had completely forgotten about my sweaty, hot, painting 2x4 day. And when cousins started coming in and family started coming in to visit, they kept saying, you did it. I said, what do you mean I did it? They said, you had a son. And I went, wow, okay. Well, for a lot of his life, Arthur has teased me that he was never going to have children. He was, was not going to be, all that stuff. But when they got pregnant, I was really, really, you have no idea. I wish I had been on camera when I found out, because I didn't believe them, because they've been teasing me they've been together for 10 years. And then when it sunk in, I was hit by two things: absolute gratitude, and the fact that it was going to be a daughter. It was going to be a girl. I was going to have a grandbaby girl. And I was so thrilled. I'm thinking I'm going to teach her to knit and sew and quilt and can and garden and all that fun stuff, right? To bake and cook and all through, the heart rate predicted it would be a girl. And then this past Friday, they went and had their final sonogram, and I said, just remember, before they, about a week before they went for their final sonogram to show the sex of the baby, I said, by the way, Mel, just remember, my son Briar's heart rate was 151 up until almost the last month. And she went, okay. So when they showed up on Saturday, and I said, fine, now come on, tell me. So they went out in the garage, they got Howie and brought him in. But before she went out the door, she said the heart rate was 149. And I looked at Angie and said, it's a boy. And Angie went, no, it's not, it's a girl. So they came in the house and they told us it is indeed a boy. And I went to pieces. I literally, oh my God, right? But I just gave a nod to heaven and said, mission accomplished, Dad. Mission accomplished. So now, yeah, we cheated, but but I had a wonderful weekend, floating Mel around the pool and talking to the baby bump and having, just talking to Mel. We played board games, and Angie had us laughing so hard we had to pause the game to catch our breath, because she's got such an infectious laughter. But Angie has gone home, and don't you worry, she'll be back sometime. Don't you worry, she's going to be back up for a visit. And now I have my rebounder. And today I'm canning ground meat. And remember, folks, never, ever, ever can ground meat raw pack. You have to cook ground meat before you can it. Anyway, that's what's going on. Life just feels like a whole new place. Christmas is going to be fun again. Well, it's not that it wasn't fun, but it's not as fun without kids, right? And yeah, you guessed it. I'm going to be one of those grandparents that spoils that baby rotten. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. It's going to be loved and taught and cherished and knitted for. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, until more stuff starts coming in from the garden, then the canning videos are going to slow down a bit, but today we're canning ground meat, so you can look forward to that tomorrow. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I feel younger somehow. Isn't that funny? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Mwah.